Well, I just watched your movie, Mather, Chase Burton. Yeah, I still remember when I met you. It's pretty interesting because at the time I was trying to live in a way that was very against the norm. Um, and yeah, I needed to charge my phone, and rather than plugging it into the wall, I think I didn't have a cord, something. So I just needed to charge it, and I figured, well, I see people with computers. I can technically charge my phone on their computer, but who do I talk to? How are they going to react? You know, it's interesting. I grew up in Denver, where I am right now, and I I was just thinking right now about how are you going to hear what I'm saying? How are you going to understand? But I realized I can put it on YouTube, and then it will put the words below. That's so great. Anyways, here I am talking about something not even specifically about your movie, but it's related. Um, so what was I gonna say? Yeah, being in Los Angeles was such a. I learned a lot. I definitely learned a lot. That's for sure. I wanted to learn a lot, but man, some of the stuff I learned was unpleasant. Of course, meeting you was wonderful. I'm really glad I met you. Um, oh yeah. So, anyways, I asked you if I could use your computer to charge on my phone, and of course, you could have said no. You could have been a jerk, you know. But instead, you were like, and I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, and I think maybe you wrote down, I'm deaf or something. Yeah, that's what you did. I can totally picture it right now. Wow, it's wild how memories come back like that. Trying to remember. I feel like it was a Starbucks. I can picture walking in. I can picture seeing you, but I can't quite remember what the neighborhood was. If you remember, let me know. But anyways, it was really nice. I was sitting there watching my phone charge, thinking about, well, who are you? Why were you nice to me? What do I do now? You know. It's kind of interesting how life is like that. Sometimes you're by yourself, you're totally comfortable, you're having a good time, and then you you don't have your phone charged, and it's like, well, now what do you do? You know, and it's like, without your phone charged, you can still get by, you can still do a lot, but since being used to using a phone and having it charged, um, it's something that I think people can say it's an addiction having the phone on. People could say it's a habit, um, but I'd rather look at it from a positive light. It's a way of branching out your mind and learning about things that you wouldn't be able to learn about, you wouldn't be able to comprehend without it. Of course, you could in some form or fashion, but having a camera, at your disposal at any time, having, not any time, but most of the time, having the ability to reach out to someone like I'm reaching out to you, yeah, it's nice, I mean, I was pondering if I was going to say something about my brother or not. Yeah, I might as well. So I remember when it was his birthday, I really, really wanted to see him. I really, really, really wanted to see him. I kept calling him, I kept sending him messages, and he wasn't responding. I was like, it's your birthday. I want to see you. And I thought, wow, I'm here in Denver, you're in Denver, like, I want to see you. But my brother wasn't texting, wasn't calling me back. And it was like, I'm here, I want to see you, I'm thinking about you. What I was getting at is that in that situation, it's like he's my brother. Like, it's not like he's just some person that I just met, um, like like you, but my brother, my own brother, you know. And the phone was our way of connecting because he wouldn't know I wanted to see him unless I call him, I text him, you know. If I knew his address, I could just show up, but I didn't know his address. Um, I believe I did end up getting a message from him hours later. But in that time, I had to think, I had to really think about, well, what do I do with my thoughts? What do I do with the fact that I want to see my brother and I can't just talk to him? That was a good yawn. So, I guess I'll talk about your movie now, because you wanted me to know, you wanted me to tell you about your movie. So, right away when I turned it on, I thought I recognized the main character. I was like, I feel like I've seen him in something before. I did see at the end that you have credits, so I could technically look him up on the internet, but I'm gonna just speak from my thoughts at the moment. So, like I said, I feel like I've seen him before. I feel like he might even be a famous actor. So, what made you choose him? Why him for your movie? And then I noticed most of the people in the movie have dark skin. I think there was one person that didn't have dark skin. Um, Not many people, and it looks like it's in a desert. I'm curious, why did you choose that location? And then as far as the story goes, pretty interesting story. It makes me think about how, you know, it almost seems like you're comparing humans to plants, in their elementary, like stages. Like, you got the sun, you got the one structure, you know, you got the plants, you got little movements, little thoughts, um, little reactions. It's not even subtle. It's poetry, I guess. The way you put together the different parts of the movie. Yeah, the cinematography was really good. The lighting seemed very specific. I actually was wondering, like, did you have to do multiple takes? Like when the sun was like maybe going down, like, oh, we'll come back tomorrow. And I thought, well, maybe not, because it might be quite expensive to hire the actors again, and like they're all, I don't know. But I know that sometimes happens with movies. Anyways, and I'm thinking you might have done it all in a day. Like, maybe not, um, but yeah, recently I've been working on a film, and I've always wanted to make a film, but I never made one before. I've made little movies, little clips, little posts, but never a real film where I edit and make the sound, just the contrast, add effects. I mean, all the different things to go within a movie. I have never done it before, and the past year I've been working on a film, and it's interesting. Every day I've been working on it, usually around this time, an hour or so, an hour or two every night. Not every night. I try to do it every night, but sometimes it's just like too much. I'm like, I can't sit down on that computer and do this right now. But usually I try to get through at least 5-10 minutes of editing, because I have 3 hours of footage and I need to edit it. I need to cut some stuff out. Um, so originally I had gathered 3 hours of footage, and this was footage I had taken over a period of about 2 months. So to be able to gather the footage together was very difficult because I didn't only film that stuff. I did all kinds of other stuff, and it's like I had to go through this and go through that. What was this? And like, yeah, it was quite a process. It actually took me like 5 months or so to go through all my footage. I was traveling at the time as well, so um, let's see, it was which number country? All right, so I was in America. Then I went to Hawaii, which is technically still America. Then I went to Australia. Then I went to Bali, Indonesia. Then I went to Jakarta, which is still Indonesia. But I'd like to say it's another place. Yeah, I'll just say it's another place. Then after that, I was gonna go to Singapore, but because I had already gotten to Jakarta, which I didn't know I was gonna get to Jakarta, and I'd already bought my plane ticket from Bali to leave from Bali to Singapore. I didn't want to go back to Bali just to go to Singapore when I was already closer to the place I was actually trying to go to. So I just decided to forget. I'm not gonna go to Singapore. I wanted to go, but I just decided to go to Malaysia. So I went to Malaysia. I was so surprised by Malaysia. I did not expect it to be so developed. Definitely did not expect it to be so developed. It was very, very, very developed. Um, I went to a lot of places after that. Um, Let me think. I did a lot of traveling. Chase. Um, I want to do more, but at that period of time, wow, a lot. So let's see. Oh, then I went to Thailand. I wasn't gonna go to Thailand, but I was like, might as well. Thailand was amazing. It's one of my favorite places I've been. Definitely. I really, really love Thailand. I would have checked out more, but I wasn't really going to Thailand to go to Thailand. I was going to Thailand to then go other places, but I figured I'd see what it was about. So I think, yes, that's number 6. So, wow, I started in Bangkok. It was really, really amazing. Great, great city. I wish I would have gone there sooner because I was in New York for a long time and I would have liked to have just gone to Asia. I always dreamt of living in Asia. Yeah, so after Bangkok, let's see. There's a lot I can still say, man. Wow. Let's just say once I made it to the Philippines, which it's like 3 or 4 more places, the 10th place or 11th place, 12th place, I don't know. But anyways, I made it to the Philippines, and when I was in the Philippines, I was considering going to Shanghai because I have a friend who lives there. I wanted to see her. I was also considering going to Taiwan. This was going to be after the Philippines. But I realized going to Shanghai and going to Taiwan, I wanted to, but I didn't need to. And I already done a lot of traveling. I really, 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 really wanted to be in Japan. So I was just like, you know what? I don't need to go to those places. I'm just going to go to Japan. So, yeah, it was a long, long, long journey to make it to Japan. That was where I really wanted to be. And when I was in Japan, it was like, wow, I did a lot of traveling. Well, why am I even in Japan? Well, I know the language. I want to be more fluent. I make a lot of art. Make art there? Well, I don't need to make art as much. I'm traveling. I made art, but it wasn't my main focus. So, yeah, I was there and just like, I look at my computer and I'm like, I had quite an experience in the Philippines. I should make a movie about it. And then I realized, no, I'll make a film. This is not just a movie. I was gonna post it on Instagram or something like. Nah, I'm not posting this on Instagram. I'm not sharing this on the internet. I want to actually have a real film that I have in a theater. So yeah, I put your comic in my magazine, and I believe I showed it to you when you visited New York. If I didn't, I will definitely share it with you. Let me know. And I don't know if you ever got a copy of the full color. You should get a copy. Um, but uh, but yeah, this film. I was in Japan. And it's like, let me start like gathering my stuff, and so that's when I started like organizing my footage. Um, so let's see, from the Philippines, I went to Hong Kong. Or did I go to Hong Kong then the Philippines? Oh yeah. I started in Hong Kong. Yeah, I skipped a couple other places. I didn't talk about some of the other places I'd like to, but I don't want to get distracted in my mind. Um, so yeah, from Hong Kong, like I said, I was considering going to Taiwan or oh yeah, I was gonna either go to Taiwan or Shanghai. My friend was like, "You gotta go to my place in the Philippines. No one's there. You can stay there for free. You can make art." And so he convinced me, and it's a house on the beach, and had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. And yeah, rather than just posting the mural I did, I decided, let me do this justice. So that's what's going on now. All right, so let's see here. So your movie, wow. Yeah, so it was surprisingly very, very interesting. I like how to me, it feels like a combination of having an appreciation for the sun, having appreciation for the little things in life, having an appreciation for energy, light, uh, and then the story was interesting because I didn't really know what was going on, and then suddenly surprised me, and then she's like, "Mother," and I was about to stop the TV and pause it, and you know, just see. Oh, I just wanted to make sure because sometimes I'm making videos and then my phone just dies, and it's like, oh, so I'm glad it still had battery. Okay. Um, so yeah, she's like mad, and I'm like, oh, I gotta pause it. I gotta, and then I was like, nah. And then literally it shows the logo, and then at the end, and the credits, and I was like, oh, I get it now. Not mother, not father, but Mather. And then seeing the stars, and he gave her the outfit, and she didn't like it. She minused. I thought like math, like, and then like why'd she do that? And then like, um, yeah, and then she called him Mather because he's not he's not just her father. He's her mother as well somehow, or I don't know. She didn't know, or